play Kingdom Come, and we won't.
Yeah, that was always our thing, and we didn't play Kingdom Come for probably 10 years, right, or 5.
No, it was
Five.
it was a couple of years. I mean,
Yeah.
it was an extended period of time, but regardless of that,
Iced Earth has been a long period of time.
yeah, I mean, because they threaten legal action.
Mm-hmm. We were like, all right, well,
And we were just like, okay, well, we never have to mention Iced Earth ever again.
keep your legal action and keep your plays to somebody else. That's funny. That's fine.
We'll never play it. We'll never talk about it. We'll never cover your news. Nothing.
And we never did. We never. On rare occasions, we would mention Frozen Dirt. That was as close as we ever came, was to saying that was our inside baseball for Iced Earth, was Frozen Dirt. But let's move to today.
Yes.
So Jon Schaffer on January 6th of 2021 was one of the guys that got arrested, that got tried, found, I guess he was found guilty, made some sort of a deal with some sort of a plea deal or something with the government. And kind of did his time, I guess. I guess he snitched on other people, which if that's true, that's not cool. But whatever. He did his time for, and I don't want to turn this into a whole thing about January 6th. You either believe it was an insurrection or you don't. I'm pretty comfortable in saying that Neely and I do not believe it was an insurrection on any level.
Well, I mean, if you go with the definition of insurrection, it was not an insurrection. No. It was people got arrested and charged with trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get charged with insurrection. Nobody got charged with insurrection. Nobody.
Yeah.
It was all trespassing.
Yeah. No. I think the big sounding board for me is that no secret police or Secret Service or anybody was fired for the place getting, people getting into the White House or the Capitol and running around.
There were no weapons involved.
No. And I mean, the guys that got, like, the lectern guy or whatever that had to do jail time because he was stealing that, okay. It was funny, but it is still crime. You should get something for that, I guess.
Yeah, well, that is trespassing and malicious behavior or whatever the case may be. But
yeah, but I mean, to try and make it out like this was some attempt at overthrowing the government was, to me, was always ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
And it is what it is. But Jon Schaffer did his time, apparently. And now he's trying to make his comeback into music. This story popped up earlier this week. Jon Schaffer returns with Sons of Liberty. Let me put the graphic on the screen. Here we go. Jon Schaffer, the founder, chief songwriter, and driving force behind iconic heavy metal acts Iced Earth, Demons and Wizards, Sons of Liberty, Jon Schaffer's Purgatory, and the Schaffer Barlow Project, returns with a powerful reimagining of his most unflinching work. Jon Schaffer's Sons of Liberty, Thought Crimes, Volumes 1 and 2, is a bold new mix that fuses blah, 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 blah. I'm going to stop reading there. It's a re-recording of one of his side bands, but is kind of his most vocal side band for liberty and freedom and what have you. So the reason I bring this up is, I don't know, I know you haven't seen it because you don't look, but of course the reaction is split right down the middle, as is everything these days, with everybody wanting to bitch about everything. Half the people are like, good, let's get another Iced Earth record. The other half are like, fucking, this guy's a criminal. He should never be allowed to do anything again. So my question to you is, where do we fall with this guy? Do we hold him forever under the banner of, criminal because he's, a felon? I guess. I mean, I'm sure he's a
Okay,
felon.
I don't know. Is it a felony charge to be
Well, he did like
charged with?
18 months in jail or
Yeah, I
something,
know,
didn't he?
but they held these people for this extended period of time for no other reason than trespass.
Well, let's look it up
You
with
know,
the
this should have been
old
a misdemeanor, just a slap on a wrist and write them a ticket, you know, and a fine, and that should have been it. But they were making a political statement with these people and lock them up and lock them underneath the prison, you know. Just because of the hatred of Donald Trump.
Right. I'm looking right now to see if he was charged with a felony. Charged with a felony for his involvement in January 6th. See what the official is. Yes. Jon Schaffer, founder and guitarist of the band Iced Earth, was charged with felonies related to his involvement in the January 6th Capitol riot. He initially faced 6 federal felony charges after turning himself in to authorities in January 2021. These included some serious offenses such as engaging in an act of physical violence in a Capitol building, among others, stemming from actions, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. In April 2021, as part of his plea deal, he pled guilty to 2 felony counts: obstruction of official proceeding and entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon.
What was the dangerous weapon?